Hi there, it's Mr. Clark. Welcome to lesson 2.2.3 on the circle of fifths. As part of the previous lesson on major scales, you wrote major scales with each different note as tonic, and you may have noticed that they had different combinations of, or different numbers of sharps or numbers of flats, anywhere from 0 up to 7 sharps or 7 flats. So what we can do is organize this and have no sharps and no flats up here, then just keep adding a single sharp as we go around this way, or keep adding a single flat as we go around this way. So a couple things to take a note of here. Anytime you go clockwise, you add one sharp. So if you construct a major scale based on G, it has an F sharp. If you construct a major scale based on D, it has an F sharp and a C sharp. A, you have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. So now notice that we don't write the sharps in the order they appear in the scale. We just keep adding one onto the end. So as you go around, at the end here you have 2, 3, 2. And that's always where they appear. If you write like F sharp, C sharp, and then G sharp down here, that is not correct. That is not what we do. In olden times, you would sometimes see that sort of thing going on, or they'd have F sharp both up here and down here, or something like that. But nowadays, in modern times, this is always how they are laid out. When you go Widdershins, or counterclockwise, but why do you say counterclockwise when you can say Widdershins? If you go Widdershins around the circle of fifths, you're adding flats, starting with B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and so on. And these just alternate going up and down. So boop, up, down, up, down, up, down. I find flats a little bit easier to remember. 2, 3, 2 for sharps. So as you go this way, G is scale degree 5 in the key of C. D is scale degree 5 in the key of G. A is scale degree 5 in the key of D. Another way to say this is, if C is 1, C, D, E, F, G, then G is 5. If G is 1, G, A, B, C, D, then D is 5. That's why it's called the circle of fifths. If you go around the other way, C, D, E, F, F is scale degree 4, F, G, A, B flat is scale degree 4 in the key of F, etc., etc. Another way to think about it is 1, F, 6, 5, 4, C, B, A, G, F. If you go down a fifth, that's what's happening as you go Widdershins around the circle. One more thing to note while we're looking at this is you have these enharmonic keys. 5 sharps is the same as 7 flats, 6 sharps is the same as 6 flats, 5 flats is the same as 7 sharps. The question is, why doesn't it keep going? Well, you run out of notes to sharp. There aren't 8 different letters in the musical alphabet to put a sharp on. There aren't 8 different flats in the musical alphabet to put flat on. There are things called theoretical keys. There'll probably be an optional lesson about that at some point. We're not worrying about them for right now. So, we're not necessarily worried about remembering which key goes with which key signature for this lesson. All we want to worry about is remembering what the actual key signatures are. So if I say, hey, write me a key signature that has 3 sharps in it, I want you to be able to produce this. So you have to remember the order of sharps and the order of flats. I recommend mnemonic devices. Flats are easier for me, because it's the word bead followed by GCF, which, there we go, stands for greatest common factor. You may have heard of this in your math class. It's a math concept. And then the order of sharps is just the opposite. So F, C, G, D, A, E, B. It's backwards and forwards. The phrase that I learned for this is fat cats go down alleys eating bread. Gives me a nice mental image of fat cats going down an alley and eating bread, because why not? But whatever mnemonic device works for you is totally fine. And yeah, one more thing to talk about is just bass clef. because we haven't, all of this is treble clef. So the order of sharps is going to be exactly the same, 2, 3, 2. It just starts one line down. It starts on the fourth line instead of the fifth line. So 2, 3, 2. And the same thing for flats. It's exactly the same thing, just starting a line down. So that is all I have to say about the circle of fifths. Again, we're not worrying about associating major keys with key signatures yet. We're just worrying about producing the actual key signatures themselves. And if you remember 7 sharps and 7 flats, then it's the same order all the time. So if you know it goes B, G, C, F, well, I only need 5. Okay, so B, G, and then you stop because there are 5. I'll go ahead and see you next time.